Okay, so today we are again in your books on page 501. We're still working with that solving inequalities by addition and subtraction. Your assignment is going to be 7 through 12 on page 501, but I'm going to do 9 through 12 with you. So as long as you write down all of the work that I do, you're going to get the majority of your assignment done in this video. So the first one, number 9, 4 more than a number is more than 13. So we first have to start with writing our inequality. We have 4 more than a number. So when we talk about more than a number, we're talking about the number getting bigger or adding more to it. So my operation is going to be addition. A number, we don't know what that number is, so we're going to write a variable. Let's just say n in this case. Is more than, if you remember that doodle chart that we made last week, you can use that with these story problems. It helps a ton. So is more than was under the greater than column, and then 13. So there's our inequality. We still have to solve it though. So I put my line down the middle. I always work on the side that has the variable, so that's going to be our left-hand side. Since I have a positive 4 with that n, I need to make it a 0 pair with a negative or minus 4. This makes a 0 pair. I have n is greater than 13 minus 4 is 9, and that's your answer. On number 10, I have the sum of a number and 19 is at least. Okay, so number 10, the sum of a number and 19 is at least 8 2/10. So the sum means the answer to an addition problem, so we know we're going to add. A number and 19, we don't know what that number is, so we're going to say n, and the sum of 19 is at least. So if something is at least, it has to be bare minimum that number, so it could equal that number, or it could be greater than that number. So there's our sign, 8 2/10. Now we have to solve it. I always work on the side that has the variable, so I have a plus 19. In order to get rid of a positive 19, I'm going to add a negative 19 or subtract 19. This makes a 0 pair. I have n. My sign stays the same. And if I type in my calculator 8 2/10 minus 19, I get negative 10 8/10. And there's your answer for that one. All right, number 11, the high school soccer team that can have no more than 26 players. We need to write and solve an inequality to determine how many more players can make the team if the coach has already chosen 17. Okay, so we're going to start off with what we know. So we know that there's already 17 players on the team. But we could have some more, so we could add a few more players. We don't know how many more we're going to add, so that's going to be our variable n. But we do know that we can have no more than 26 players. So we could have 26 players, so there's our equal sign, but we can't have anything more than that. So it has to be less than 26 or equal to 26. So there's our sign, and there's the rest of our inequality. Okay, we're going to draw a line down the middle to solve it. I always work on the side that has the variable. I have a positive 17 with that, so I'm going to have a negative 17 or subtract 17. This makes a 0 pair. I have n is less than or equal to 26 minus 17 is going to be 9. So my solution is n is less than or equal to 9. Now down here on this line right here, it says interpretation. Our interpretation of our answer is we could have 9 or less players added to the team. Because if we had more than 9, we're going to have a team bigger than 26, and we can't have more than 26 on a team. So we can have 8 players more to the team. We can have 6 players more to the team. We can have 1 player more to the team. But we can't have anything bigger than 9. All right, and number 12. Lalo has 1,500 minutes per month on his cell phone plan. How many more minutes can he use if he already talked for 785 minutes? Okay. So again, we're going to start off with what we know. He can have that many per month. He's already used 785. We're trying to figure out how many more he can use. So we're going to start off with how many he's already used. So we know he's already used 785. And he has some more that he could use, so plus however many he has left. We don't know what that is, so we're going to write N. And he could use all of his minutes, so it could equal 100 or 1,500, or it could be less than that. Because if he did anything more than that, he would have to pay additional for those minutes that he used. So our sign is going to be less than or equal to, because he can't have anything bigger than 1,500. All right, to solve this, we always work on the set that has our variable. We have a positive 785, so we're going to subtract it to make a 0 pair. That makes a 0 pair. I have N is less than or equal to, when I type it in my calculator, I get 715. So my answer is N is less than or equal to 715. And again, if I'm interpreting that, that means that Lalo can use 715 minutes or fewer and not have to pay additional charges. So that's how we would interpret that. All right, so again, the rest of your assignment is to do numbers 7 and 8 on page 501. Take a picture of 7 through 12, submit it to Google Classroom under Choice Board. That is appropriate.